Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heartlines. This is our space where we discuss everything relationship and love, and I'm your host, Franca. Tonight on the show, I have Sisi Ade, I have Chente Okoli, and Precious Oden. I hope everybody's here. Sisi Ade, how you doing?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Fine, good evening.
Sis, good evening. How markets? How
Yes,
the
good
Sala?
evening. Happy holiday.
Happy holiday to you.
Okay, great.
How did you not chop ram today? Now to this one, are the one where they kill ram.
I never chop after the show.
Chente Okoli, how are you?
I do.
How is
Body day inside clothes.
how is they go? They go.
Everywhere just day. Everywhere just day. I dey go chop my own ram tomorrow.
Okay, tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. I think so. I think for some people, tomorrow is the main
Yeah.
day. Some people did today, and some people are doing
Yes,
tomorrow.
actually, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Auntie Precious, Alpha.
Fine, no. I've come back from eating my own salaram.
I see him. They show for your cheek.
Bravo, bravo.
My belly don't full, my eye don't red.
I want
They
to
see
consign
am.
red. What you consign eye inside the ram?
Now sleep with me. Now sleep with me.
I want to what you
They
consign.
don't
I
drink
want to
now.
what you consign the
Okay, they
eye.
know they drink.
I mean, now you
And we
drink.
need to balance the equation now.
Okay, you drink. You take monkey. You take monkey tea.
No, please. I don't do monkey tail, we do things that were made in a factory.
Okay. Not the one we not get. We not we not get NAFDAC number. Okay, so today we're discussing safe sex practice because I have all sex therapists in the house. So we said, oh, safe sex practice. So who is going to educate us on safe sex practice today? Sisi Ade, you have the mic.
Safe sex practice.
Practice.
Safer sex practice.
Yes.
On a general note, sexual health is a very important for total well-being.
Okay.
When it comes to health, it's very important. So that takes us to what is even this safe sex practice. It is actually a situation where you are having sex with just one person that is also having sex with you, and neither of you have what's it called STI, that is sexually transmitted infections. But some medical professional will tell you that it's not possible because they consider all sexual activity to be a form of risk for anybody. So going forward, when we talk about this safe sex, it takes to tango. And we know that depending on who is involved, the only way we can naturally have this safe sex practice is when we are monogamy, which to a large extent most people are not really practicing that. So whether you are in a long-term relationship or you are in a new connection you want to explore, there are actually guidelines that you have to follow to avoid story that touches. Yes, in a nutshell, just like you protecting yourself and your partner from getting STI or STD. You understand? So when we are talking about this, we know some of these, like your syphilis, APS, we can go on and on. But then again, some people will say that, oh, they are lower risk of sexual acts. When they are talking about that, they are actually referring to like kissing. You understand? So when we say practice safe sex, what comes to mind? The first thing that comes to mind is actually what? Condom. Barriers that you can use to prevent any kind of risk. Condom 100%, to a large extent, it can help prevent, but there are some that it cannot really because it has its own what side effects. So then they would say, okay, maybe engage, but there's actually another alternative as in, okay, engage in other kind of sexual activity because all these things that we are talking about is as a result of what the fluid, the vaginal fluid, the what's it called, the sexual fluid, the semen, and all that. When somebody that is infected with any kind of this sexual risk health challenge, it can actually pass it to the other person, to the partner, because it can be through blood, through fluid, even skin to skin touch. So that is why some people will tell you, even with kissing, risk still there.
Yeah.
Then they'll tell you, okay, what can I actually do? You can actually, okay, mutual masturbation, that is both of you together now, doing what you know how to do. Then grinding with your clothes on. There are many people who will agree to that one, to grind. Do you understand? They'll say oral sex. So when the chips are down, anal sex, vaginal sex is a no-no when you are not using condom or any kind of protective material. Do you understand? But with oral sex too, there's also a limit. So I just want to end it here so that others can come in.
Okay.
If you cannot practice safe sex, like the professional, when I say professional, I mean the medical people will say, stay off it. Stay off it, or just practice what? Asceticism.
Okay.
Celibate.
Celibate.
Just
Okay,
celibate.
celibacy.
Like nothing.
Okay, so I have a
Yes.
question.
So let's see.
I took in everything you just said, and I have like a question to ask. Now, I get that you say condom is a form of protection that people get to use, but in husband and wife situation, I don't think a lot of all couples use condom, because in their head, they believe that they are safe with each other, because no spouse is gonna come to say I'm cheating, or nobody's going to claim that they are cheating or be bold enough to say they are cheating. Now, so the tendencies of using condom is really very slim. And at that point, how do you protect yourself in a relationship where you're not certain if your partner is actually clean or not, or you're not sure if your partner is actually what's the word now, trustworthy or not?
We have cases like that, because when we say, because actually if everybody is free, as in nothing, no infection, why should even a married couple in the first place? Except maybe they want to prevent what? Pregnancy. Because safe sex to also help or wanted pregnancy. Do you understand?
Yes.
So outside that, a man and a woman, a more serious note, the way marriage is supposed to be. They are not supposed to play around. But we see situation where one partner go outside. Most of the time, it's the men that, like, I know women do the same, but majority of the time, men does this thing, and they bring in all those infections. But I've had people tell me, like, my clients say, I know my husband went to cheat. I don't trust him. So moving forward, or we've not had sex for a very long time, for months or for years. So if we even have to have that, people, whether you like it or not, they normally go for test. The woman will insist that they go for checkup, because there's a place for that when we are talking about how to stay safe and all that. So that is actually the way out, because if you don't do that, whether in marriage or not in marriage, deadly disease, the HIV, we see cases of whether wife or man infecting one another. So you have to take your stand.
That's why
you
I actually asked the question. That's why I actually asked the question, because, like I said, you can't vouch for anybody, because now waiting you talk,
No.
So is it a good practice for us to say that even as couples, it's okay for you to go for your test every 3 months together?
Yes, when you don't trust yourself.
It's
when
not
you
about
don't
it's not about trust. Do you understand?
Okay,
because
to play safe.
yes.
To play safe, they can. To just play safe, they can. Do you understand? But there are some that if you even have some kind of infection, might not even show like 43 months later or like years later. Do you understand?
Sometimes,
Yes.
So there's also a place for taking vaccine. You understand? There's also that part too. So that is just the way. I just to play, because once that thing happen, now life is a life-threatening world.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah,
So
Okay, so
I
let's quickly
think,
go. Let's
right,
quickly go on the break. Chente, please hold your thoughts. Let's quickly go on the break. When we come back, we would actually, there are a lot of things we need to discuss regarding this. But please, let's quickly go on the break.
Heartlines will be right back.
Nigeria, by extension Africa, battles a growing youthful population, and with little or no meaningful engagement, leaves a ticking time bomb on our hands. We are a blessed continent with great wealth, both in people and material. Our focus on ways remains driving conversations that affects us all. Topics in the news, social concerns, politics, leadership, governance, empowerment, resource management, conflict management, finance, SME sustainability, technological innovation, food security, health, education, brain drain, our well-being, citizenship, and much more. Our goal is to continuously drive these conversations, keep them burning at the table to effect a positive change, both for our nation and continent. Ways, what are you saying, has a secret ingredient that completes the conversation every single episode, and that ingredient is you. Our past conversations shaped our yesterday. To shape our tomorrow, we must keep talking. So, I want to hear you. Be a part of our live conversations Mondays through Fridays. And let's all have our say.
This season on Heartlines, we're committed to making a difference in people's lives. So Heartlines, in partnership with Reda Consult, is offering 12 free slots of counseling every quarter for people in need of professional counseling. Additionally, we're taking on 2 pro bono cases for individuals navigating a challenging divorce. To participate, please send an email to counsel@vedaconsult.com with your story. Our team will carefully review all submissions and will contact all the shortlisted candidates. Heartlines is live Mondays to Fridays at 10 p.m. So engage with us.
Tell us you're a Nigerian without saying a word. Energy security is one of the most pressing issues for many developing countries like Nigeria. And if there's going to be any meaningful progress, addressing our energy issues is non-negotiable.
I need to see light for my house. Make them do something.
Band A is expensive. I literally have to turn off all my appliances just to reduce costs.
We need light.
Introducing the Energy Outlook, your go-to show for everything energy. Every week, we'll bring you the latest insights, innovation, and in-depth analysis of Nigeria's energy sector. From policy discussions to regulatory insights, we'll analyze the key decisions influencing growth and sustainability in the energy sector. We'll bring you the human stories behind the headlines, giving you a personal perspective on the broader energy challenges. Join me every Friday at 6 p.m. for the Energy Outlook, your guide to the future of energy, where energy means business.
Nigeria, by extension Africa, battles a growing youthful population, and with little or no meaningful engagement, leaves a ticking time bomb on our hands. We are a blessed continent with great wealth, both in people and material. Our focus on ways remains driving conversations that affects us all. Topics in the news, social concerns, politics, leadership, governance, empowerment, resource management, conflict management, finance, SME sustainability, technological innovation, food security, health,
education, brain drain, our well-being, citizenship, and much more. Our goal is to continuously drive these conversations, keep them burning at the table to effect a positive change, both for our nation and continent. Ways, what are you saying, has a secret ingredient that completes the conversation every single episode, and that ingredient is you. Our past conversations shaped our yesterday. To shape our tomorrow, we must keep talking. So, I want to hear you. Be a part of our live conversations Mondays through Fridays. And let's all have our say.
This season on Heartlines, we're committed to making a difference in people's lives. So Heartlines, in partnership with Reda Consult, is offering 12 free slots of counseling every quarter for people in need of professional counseling. Additionally, we're taking on 2 pro bono cases for individuals navigating a challenging divorce. To participate, please send an email to counsel@vedaconsult.com with your story. Our team will carefully review all submissions and will contact all the shortlisted candidates. Heartlines is live Mondays to Fridays at 10 p.m. So engage with us.
Tell us you're a Nigerian without saying a word. Energy security is one of the most pressing issues for many developing countries like Nigeria. And if there's going to be any meaningful progress, addressing our energy issues is non-negotiable.
I need to see light for my house. Make them do something.
Band A is expensive. I literally have to turn off all my appliances just to reduce costs.
We need light.
Introducing the Energy Outlook, your go-to show for everything energy. Every week, we'll bring you the latest insights, innovation, and in-depth analysis of Nigeria's energy sector. From policy discussions to regulatory insights, we will analyze the key decisions influencing growth and sustainability in the energy sector. We'll bring you the human stories behind the headlines, giving you a personal perspective on the broader energy challenges. Join me every Friday at 6 p.m. for the Energy Outlook, your guide to the future of energy, where energy means business.
Life is made up of moments, some that fill us with joy, others that test our strength. Welcome to Heartlines. This is our space to explore the highs and lows of human connection, the love, the heartbreak, and resilience that shapes our life. From relationships to friendships, parenting to partnerships, and so much more. Every week, we share stories and conversations that define us, navigating love, separations, the struggles of parenting, dealing with anxiety and managing the pressures and stress of life. Real conversations that bring us closer, helping us heal, grow, and connect. So join me Mondays through Fridays at 10 p.m. for Heartlines, the show where we connect hearts, have real conversations with real people, one story at a time.
Thanks for staying with us on Heartlines.
Okay, so welcome back. Please note that you can share your story with us via our WhatsApp number 08190384663 or call in to join the conversation on 07025007749 or 07014242420. And please, please, please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Official Upgrade TV. And we are 10,000 already. Yesterday was, I think yesterday was 9,000, but today we are 10. Hit the subscribe button. We need you guys to subscribe. Okay, so before we went on the break, Chinte, you were about to say something. While you're at that, we have a Sajo in the studio. Chinte, you guys see Sajo? He's live.
Oh, Sajo is live today. Sajo, I see you, sir.
Sajo likes to sneak in and out.
He likes to sneak in. So I guess he was somewhere on the island and he couldn't join. You know, he likes to join and just keep quiet. But so he just like, I'm here. And we said, okay, that's fine. You can join.
And more importantly, I felt Franca was lonely and here in the I wanted to give her some support.
They won't give me support. Hey, yeah, that's so nice.
That caring big brother.
Okay, because I said maybe you big brother. Okay, so Chinte, you were saying something. Yeah, before we went on the break.
Okay, so just to add to what Mrs. Adeswa said, right? I think that when it comes to safe sex, I think we are not having this conversation enough because I think that a lot of things are happening out there. A lot of crazy things are happening out there. There's a lot of STDs that is everywhere out there. And I think that people are not even being open with some of their diagnosis.
True.
Right? People are not really being open to it or being open to tell their partner. They meet somebody, they're not being open to tell, okay, I may have this. How can we now, have safer sex, right? And I think because of that, you truly cannot really trust somebody, especially when you just meet the person. You truly cannot trust somebody. And that is why I think that when it comes to safe sex, right, I know we are talking about partners, but I think you first.
No, we're not even discussing partners. Everybody.
But exactly. But I feel like, right, we have to think about ourselves first, right? And to add to what you said about couples going for
3 months.
for
checkup every 3 months.
3 months. Exactly, which is beautiful, right? I also feel like if you feel like maybe you have a sex partner or a sexual partner and you do not really trust that person, right? I think you can go ahead because there's this thing when I was doing a lot of research when I wanted to go into sex therapy and stuff. I found out that there are drugs called, I think, PrEP and PEP. There's one that is pre-exposure prophylaxis and post-exposure prophylaxis, right? Where you can actually take if you feel like, or maybe if you're sexually active, right? Then the other one is that if you feel like maybe you've been exposed, you just feel like maybe the person that you had slept with, maybe the person has high advantage of having like an STI, you can always take that. Because again, they really trust person, especially when it's somebody that you're just meeting. You cannot really put your trust.
So, but Chinte, seriously, I don't want to even make it about. So honestly, I don't want to make it about somebody you just met because honestly, Sajo, with what is happening out there now,
yes,
you cannot really trust. I say this because I know this is a story that's close to me, as in from a very reliable source. Do you get my point? Now, what happened was the guy, the man is in his 70s.
Wow.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
And then he got he caught HIV maybe 8-10 years ago, and he wanted to give it to the wife.
He wanted to?
Yes, because he wanted to sleep with the wife. He did not tell the wife he had any of that, anything, but he wanted to sleep with his wife. But for some reason, the woman refused to sleep with him. By the time they found out, they almost wanted to kill the man. Because how can you know you have this thing, and then you do not tell your wife, but you want to sleep with her without protection? That's just wickedness. That's how I see it.
True.
I don't want to go into details because I understand the fact where I understand that as couples, you can't just tell your husband or your wife, we have to go for checkup every 3 months. Because the other person is going to be saying, is it that you don't trust me? What is the problem?
Is it that you don't trust me, exactly?
Or is it that you don't trust yourself? it will be a problem to have that conversation of going for regular checkup every 3 months to just go and check for these things. Or what do you think, Sajo?
But the truth is that
Plus, I even feel
you could
there are
contact
other ways.
STI or STDs from several other sources.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with immorality or any sexual irresponsibility.
Joe, we can barely hear you. The mic.
I think their network is having issues.
We're always having issues with this mic. Okay, maybe I should move closer.
Can you guys hear now?
Is it better now? Can you hear me?
Yes, as he moved closer. Okay. Yes.
Okay, so I was saying that you could contact STD or STI from any source other than, particularly women can contact it from several sources other than sexual interaction.
True.
So the idea of asking for quarterly tests, it will take a very ignorant human being to suspect that because you suggest quarterly tests, you have engaged in any form of immorality. But it's very important that we close this out and say that there's no safe sex when you have more than one partner.
Agreed.
So the most important thing to do, first and foremost, to reduce the risk or the exposure to these consequences of unsafe sex is to limit your sexual interaction with just one partner.
Sajo, everybody knows that. But let's not, I try as much as possible to make it a gender thing.
I wanted to talk about the 70-year-old man. Mm-hmm. First and foremost, I'm unable to clearly understand that story. He had HIV for 10 years.
He's had it for 10 years.
He's had it for 10 years. Are you saying that within the 10 years he did not sleep with a wife?
No.
Or
so this happened. We didn't just find out now. Do you understand? It happened around the time when it happened. You understand? That was when. But now it's years back that the thing happened.
But again, we're in the era where even if you have HIV, you could still engage in sexual intercourse without transmitting it. So.
But that's if you have even told people.
He could. But the thing is, it's really stigmatization.
Yes.
If you told your wife that you had HIV,
she'll be asking, where did you get it from?
Yes, all of those things will come. So the question I usually say to people is not about telling, it's about receiving. The reason your wife will not tell you some things is because of the way you react to it. And the reason your husband will not tell you some things is because of the way you have reacted in time past to the truth that he said to you. So that the man wants to have sex with his wife, it's within his right to have sex with his wife. But whether he intentionally wanted to transmit or transfer that... I'm coming. Whether he intentionally wanted to transfer or transmit that disease to his wife is a whole different ballgame.
If he had told the wife about it and they had gone together to look for a solution and he wants to have sex with the wife, it's a different ballgame.
Can you genuinely and truthfully tell me that on a scale of 1 to 10, that you have 7 women that you say that to, that want to follow you, go to somewhere to go and check whether...
Sajo, it is not about that.
I'm not saying he's right. I'm just saying that the reason he didn't do it must be because of the consequence of doing it.
Okay, if the wife did not refuse, what would have happened to her? She would have had AIDS too.
Didn't they say it's for better, for worse, in sickness and in health? What is wrong with them dying together?
That is not to be wrong.
Sajo, how can you say that? That's totally unfair.
No. But isn't that the vow they took?
Which vow?
It could have been.
No.
We are discussing HIV. HIV is not even as dangerous as several other STIs out there that the man could have had and not even know that he has it.
Hepatitis itself.
Yes.
I gave an instance because that was what happened. I just gave an instance because that's what...
I didn't hear...
I gave an instance because that was what happened. That was the incident. That was the instance, an example that I gave. So it could have been anything.
I am saying to you,
Sajo, if the guy did not know, it can be anything. But if the guy did not know, you can say, okay, the guy did not know. Not that the guy knew and intentionally wants to sleep with the wife without even telling her. What happens?
Did you ever meet the guy?
Sajo, I told you that it's not hearsay.
No, did you speak with this 70-year-old man?
Sir Joe, I just told you that it's not hearsay. Let's not begin to...
Was it the man that told you that he intended to sleep with the wife to transmit the disease?
Sir Joe, do you know how the thing came out? Do you know how the thing came out?
No,
the wife ran out.
Naked.
No, the wife ran out and said, come
I will not
and
sleep with him. I will not sleep with him.
And the children came out and said, what is happening?
The wife ran out and said what? I mean, let's put it bare.
No, Sadio, I don't understand what you're saying. Okay, so but if that is what works for you,
no, not
honesty,
me, not me.
No. It will work for you.
You see, Franca, when we are discussing these things, let us not personalize them.
It's not about,
let us not personalize them. Whether it works for Mr. A or works for Mr. B.
If you take it, because the truth is, if you feel it's right, Sir Joe, that means you can take it. So, for example, if you have a partner that has anything and she gives it to you, you have no right to be upset. It's better for worse. Yes.
I'll tell you this for free, right?
Yeah.
If you have a partner...
That's what he's saying. Yeah.
Who said that?
No, she said that's what you are saying. That is for better, for worse. So that means anything you see during the...
That is not just what I'm saying. That is the vow you took. If you're married, that's the vow you took. That is for better, for worse, in sickness and in health.
No, Sergio, so let's not seriously. I understand that you're against cheating. I understand that you're against cheating, and I understand that you do not support cheating. But at the same time, it is not right. That they took for better, for worse, that they said, oh, they're going to be married for better, for doesn't mean that I will intentionally want to...
The idea of picking and choosing what you hear from me is a bit disturbing.
It's not, I'm not picking.
I started by saying to you that it is not right. That's what I started with. I said it is not right not to have informed the partner.
But you said it's right for the man.
But I also said to you that the reason husband and wife do not say something to each other has to do with how they react with those things that were said to them in the past.
Sergio.
And I went further to say to you that the idea of sleeping with his wife is within his rights. As long as they are still in marriage, he has a right to consummate that marriage every day of his life until death do them part.
Okay.
Who said that? From where?
From where? Is the Bible?
I will not say because I speak.
Sajo is speaking as a...
I speak
with
as
HIV,
a Christian.
sleep with you. Who does that?
I speak as a Christian. I don't know the religion you practice.
Let's not put out some kind of narrative that is not healthy. Okay, let's not put things that are not already out there.
Let's not put a narrative. Okay, so let's take it one by one. Sisi Ade, you said we should not push out a narrative that is not right?
Yeah, that a man has HIV because I'm married to you for life or better for worse. The person should sleep with it. No, now that is not a...
It's not a safe practice anymore now.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so Precious, you haven't said anything. Precious, you heard what Sajo said. What's your take?
Yes,
because...
Chechi, I don't understand why you're saying yes,
so just like we've all agreed.
Because I want that to
safe practice is not just about... Yes, it's not just about the STIs. It's also about unplanned pregnancies.
What Sajo said about the HIV one, please, we want you to discuss that.
No. What Sajo said, me, I don't subscribe to it. So because I say for better, for worse, I should intentionally collect disease that I did not give myself. You went and collected through your cheating.
Okay, so no, but see, we don't want to make it a gender.
You see, you are already stigmatizing him that he got it from cheating. What if he got it from blood transfusion? What if he got it from any other thing?
If he got it from
and that is why he didn't say it to you.
If he got it from blood transfusion, he will say it.
He
will say it. He know how he got it. He not do blood. He not do any blood transfusion.
Come on, what business does a 70-year-old man have with cheating? 70 years old is still cheating. Is he mad? What is wrong with him?
Bring death to your house.
What business does a 70-year-old man have with cheating?
You don't intentionally bring death to your house and tell your partner to close mouth and swallow it hook, line, and sinker.
Okay, so
you're not even thinking about the lives of your children.
Okay, so see, no, wait, now, Sajo, calm down. In all honesty, see, I don't subscribe to you understand, giving your wife any form of disease or any kind of disease without her.
Neither do I subscribe to that. I didn't say I subscribe.
You don't subscribe to it. And guess what? It's not a particular gender. It can be any gender. It's not a man, it's not a woman. I just gave an example. So it's anybody. If it's the man, it's a no-no. If it's the woman, it's a no-no. But then, from what Sajo said now,
no.
Yes, but wait. But let me say something. If he didn't get it through cheating, if he got it from blood transfusion or from something else, it would have been discovered in the hospital. Do you understand?
There's no other place to discover HIV other than yours.
You don't get my point. At the point
you
where
discover it in a shrine.
Because I know somebody who she fell from a tree, young girl. She fell from the tree. HIV. So they did a blood transfusion for her, and she contacted HIV.
Exactly.
Yes, I know that story. But Sajo, so my point is, it's not how you contacted it that's the problem. It's that you carry your partner along.
Yeah.
It is not how you caught it.
You see,
Franca, right?
Yeah.
Franca,
here
is the
Sajo,
thing, right?
Yeah.
What Sajo is saying is that you carrying your partner along, that there might be an instance, because the thing is that if I'm with somebody that judges me, if I'm with somebody that I have opened up to previously, right, and at every time I've opened up to, they judge me, I wouldn't feel very, very safe in carrying them. Now I know that
this instance is
now,
an exception.
see what I'm saying.
Chente, you see this particular one.
Now
Chente,
I know
listen.
that I should carry them.
Chente, listen. Let me tell you. Chente, if you're worried about how she will react, then stay away from her.
Now,
see what I'm trying to say now.
No, you don't get my point. I totally understand what you're saying.
I know that he's meant to carry her along.
No, Chente, what I'm even saying.
But
Chente,
I
listen.
feel like, as at that instance,
Chente, you don't understand what I'm saying.
You see, I'm sorry, Franca. You see, whenever we engage in these very emotional discussions in this studio, I see the sharp divide in sex and gender, and it's worrisome. Through years, the most secretive human beings in marriage and relationship are the women.
Sajo, you heard me now.
I'm coming.
But you heard me say it's not any particular gender.
Suddenly we are painting a narrative of one man out of the 1 million men against the 10 million women who lie every day.
No, that's not what we're talking about.
Put children in your homes that are not yours throughout your life, and you never get to know about it.
You are missing the context. You heard me when I said clearly that it's not a gender thing. I said it could be the man and it could be the woman. I said it less than 5 minutes ago.
Your narrative was about a 70-year-old
That
man.
is a story that I heard. Okay. But I also came and I said that it is not a gender thing.
Can we move on? Because this is actually about safe sex, not unsafe sex.
No, so it's not. So safe sex, well, the question now is, if you are in a marriage, you think you'll be having sex with your partner because it's safe to have sex with your partner without using any protection. Yes.
I agree with you, yes.
Thank you, because for every married person, that's why we said, is it okay to go for checkups every 3 months? Won't the spouse think, oh, you're suspecting me? Oh, it's because of because the truth is, when you get into marriage.
I just discussed that it is only a suspicious mind that will suspect another.
Sajo, you have said that is you. Do you think it's applicable with everybody? People, are you saying people won't think about what we just said? There are people who will think about it. People who, and guess what? It's not the man, it's not the woman.
That is why I feel like premarital counseling is important. Because in premarital counseling, your counselor is meant to these are standard practices that you talk about, that you inform people about, that regardless of whether going for steady checkups is something that both of you should always be doing. It's something that both of you should always do. And the reason why people might have this mindset of, oh my God, is because they are not well educated. I feel so.
Thank you.
They're not well educated.
That is the key word. That is it.
So let me tell you the truth, and sometimes it's not that. So like what you said, maybe because of the way, incidents, if you guys have not had any issue about cheating or somebody doing one thing or the other, and you bring it up at the early stage of your marriage, it's something you guys have always practiced. Do you understand? It will not be a problem.
Now,
But if from nowhere, you just come up and say, oh, let's start going for checkups, it might make somebody very suspicious.
Now, first and foremost, if in course of your marriage, you have gotten to a point where you no longer trust your partner to freely and at length engage with him or her sexually, then then your marriage is already in jeopardy. Now, if you have to convince someone to conduct health checks every quarter, then you have issues with communication with that man or that woman. If your partner will have to suspect you when you make an innocent, healthy suggestion in your marriage, then there's issue in that marriage. So let us not even go into why Mr. A or Mrs. B would raise eyebrow because I heard this somewhere. The truth is that once every communication is over-reviewed, thought through in marriage or in relationship, you have issues, because the only way you can truly love in marriage is not to engage all your faculties. When your spouse says this to you, if you begin to review it over and over again, you will find faults.
Sergio, so I like to agree with you sometimes, but not all the time.
No, you don't have to agree.
And I don't even want to.
Yes.
That's the truth. You know why I say that?
You don't want to agree with me all the time?
Yes, I don't want to agree with you all the time. So why I say that is because you clearly said here that when things happen, when we're talking about cheating, you said that women don't forgive. That's what you said. That women hardly forgive.
On this show?
It was on another show.
You want whenever we discuss, I should be digging out everything I've said in the past.
I'm just going somewhere. I want to get somewhere. You said women, listen.
This is one of the women not forgiving or forgetting.
Amen.
What I said 10 years ago, you are bringing.
The show is not up to 10 years. You don't understand. You said it, but so where I'm going to is, you said women don't forgive. Now, if this woman has said, okay, no problem. If the woman has said, okay, there's no problem, you know what, let's move on. But she doesn't even say, she now say, you know what, let's just be doing our regular checks every 3 months. For us, the guy naturally would think, oh, she's saying that because of what happened, she hasn't forgiven. He won't be looking at it as if, oh, it's a regular check and it's coming from a healthy place.
Okay, but again, that is the man's fault. The truth is that any human being, whether your spouse or your friend, any person that says to you, guy, do regular check, wants you to be healthy. The first person that will benefit from that regular check is you.
Sergio,
you're the one that will benefit from it. You are the one that will know your health status.
We agree.
Why will you be...
Mind works because the woman has never told you to go and do that before. Do you understand? But because of this, and guess what? The woman is saying it not because, the truth is the woman is saying not because there's anything wrong with you. She's saying it because since you already started doing this, it's only safe for us to do this so that you don't give me whatever it is you carry.
You know, in all of our discussion, what keeps playing in my mind is that, would we have this discussion if you are faithful to your spouse? No. What is difficult with being faithful? What is difficult with not cheating? Why should we be engaging in, 70 years old man get HIV, this one will soon get HIV?
Sergio, what we're doing here is discussing what is out there. You know your gender. 90% of your gender.
Gente, did you hear that?
Sergio's gender, it's not my own gender.
Sergio's gender.
This conversation was supposed to be interesting. Now the whole thing, time is almost up. Your voice, I don't understand.
No, Precious no one talk, but no. So seriously,
you're not finding the conversation interesting anymore.
Very important topic
because you're becoming more intelligent.
And do the whole thing, I think it's one of those things.
But sincerely, in all honesty, the truth is, in all honesty, we need to know certain things because there are a lot of things that happen in every home. Let's not,
not like this one that we are talking about, overtalking. Not this one that we are overplugging. The truth is there. We just face it like that. That's
no, Sergio. It's not about
bringing gender.
No, so it's not a gender thing. It's not anybody. So let me tell you, if we're discussing safe sex,
but seriously, can we?
If we're discussing safe sex, if we're discussing safe sex, wait. See, Ade, if we're discussing safe sex, in all
I hear
honesty,
you. I hear you.
yeah,
I
if
hear
we're
you.
discussing safe sex, it could be anything.
Studio.
It could be anything because different things happen in different people's homes. Do you understand? And people could say different things. You understand? People have, not everybody thinks alike. Not everybody is of the same perspective that, you understand, this should be. There are people who, for that man to want to sleep with his wife, he thinks it's right. Yes.
I don't have a problem with that one. Not this one. Woman is this, woman is this. That's the one I'm talking about.
but
These two scenarios you gave, the
no,
girl
but
that
you
was
see,
giving
Sisi
more
Ade,
and everything
before,
some point. That is not what I'm talking about.
no, but Sisi Ade, before, no, Sisi Ade, the truth is, man or woman, everybody is guilty of the same thing. That's the truth.
The
Do you
same
understand?
thing. No, agreed.
Yes. So, but you see, what Sajo is saying that we are making, because the truth is, we make it that initially, we always make it about the man. It's not always about the man. That's why I made sure to say that.
Nobody said man in this occasion. Nobody said man.
No,
At least me, I did not say
initially,
man.
Sisi Ade, we said, so initially we said, oh, is generally it is the men that go out. That is not like women don't do it, but everybody knows that the men do it. But guess what? That's not an issue, in fact.
Not
but
generally,
the truth is,
that to some extent or that. Anyway, it's okay, Sha.
yes,
Anyhow, it's
it
okay.
is not. Yeah, it is not.
Okay.
It is actually not a big deal. But we need to identify, because the question I asked is a very crucial question, because I feel it is not even about your health checkup. The truth is, if you're active, if you're sexually active, it is only proper for you to do regular checkup, at least test every 3 months, because we also say that we are human. Do you understand? There are temptations out there. It could be one temptation that will cause a problem. Do you understand? So I don't see the opinion that we should do it. There's no crime in doing regular checks. But the only thing Sajo says, for better, for worse, is okay. And that one, he was trying to be controversial. But Precious, the truth is,
did I say for better, for worse? Okay, you don't understand. You see, I don't know the difficulty with appreciation.
You know, we'll let Precious talk.
Okay, so
now, seriously, I take very strong exception to the way Sisi Ade interrupts and interjects. That is very rude and unruly in a public discourse.
So I think the problem is there's a talk back. So when you're talking, they don't hear that you're talking.
No, she heard and she made a very.
I'm not even hearing. I'm not even.
She made a very uncut and untoward comment towards me that I won't let Precious talk. That is very rude.
No. So
and unruly.
No. It's okay. It's
sorry, guys, how you say it. Sorry. I just think that Precious have not really said, like, really talk. Sorry if you take it like that. It wasn't intentional. I just want, time is almost up. I just want to hear what Precious have to contribute. That is just it. It's
okay,
nothing.
so Precious, did you want to say something?
We're talking about safe practices, and even if we want to use one case scenario, to talk about it, that's fine. Okay. But we're saying that in all honesty, male or female, you should be able to practice safe sex, not just because you want to prolong your life, but because you want to prolong the life of the person you're sleeping with, which you claim to like or love, as the case may be. And we're trying to tell people to practice monogamous sex as often as possible. Because where these safe practices come in is when you are monogamous. If you're sleeping with every Tom, Dick, and Harry as a male or a female, then there is no way you can confidently say you're practicing safe sex, because you can speak for yourself. But what about your partner?
Exactly.
And there are so many things. Every day, new diseases keep coming up. Every day. How many drugs do you want to take? How many injections? How many? So the part about going for checkups regularly, I subscribe to it, but please don't go alone.
Yes,
make
with your
sure
partner.
you always go with that partner
that you are sleeping
with.
Yes. So, see, you know why this topic is very
important?
Let's not be,
I don't like hospitals. Me, I'm sure of myself. No.
But you know why I'm very intentional about this conversation?
Yes.
Because even the people who cheat will tell you they use protection. And guess what? Whatever protection you're using is not 100% safe.
There's no protection when you're cheating. Once you are cheating, you are exposed.
Once you are cheating, you are exposed. Do you understand? But what is the mentality that is out there? The mentality of people out there to say that, oh, they use protective, so because I use protection, it is safe to do what I am doing. Whether you like it or not, partner, you are exposing yourself to a lot of things, and whoever it is you're with at home or your regular partner you're endangering the person. And the truth is, we can't overemphasize this whole thing. No, it's not. And which is what Sergio was trying to say, that he doesn't know why we're even talking about condoms and other ways to protect yourself. The first thing we should be preaching is monogamy. Do you understand? That was what you were saying.
Yes.
That he said he doesn't understand why we're even talking about who is sleeping, who went to go and carry. The first thing we should be selling out is that one man, one woman.
Yeah.
Be faithful. That is what it is. But Sergio, now for polygamy, because they said in Africa the Nigerian man is polygamy by nature. For a man who has 4 wives.
You see, I just do not think I have the capacity and the ability to engage in such extreme and whatever relationship. I believe that one man, one wife is already difficult. Why complicate your life even more? For a man who has more than one wife and who is engaging in multiple sexual interaction, yes, every now and then do your checks. Okay. Because there's also no guarantee that those your 4 wives
are faithful to you.
You have the capacity to satisfy the whole 4 of them at their points of need every other time.
True.
So they could have needs outside that they go to indulge, and then, but in all, one thing I preach is the law of causation, cause and effect. Whatever you decide to do, be bold enough to bear the consequences of it.
Exactly.
And test it.
Chente, you want to say something? Do we still have Chente on this call?
Okay, yes. So I want to say this, right? I think the endpoint of this conversation for me is that I think we need to go out there and educate more people about this sex education thing, right? I think there's a lot of education that we need to do. Mm-hmm. Yes, safer sex. I think there's a lot of education that we need to do, right? Educating couples that it's okay to go for checkups every 3 months, and nobody have to think, and nobody have to think that the other person is trying to, you understand, or the other person is saying that this person is cheating on me. Exactly. I think it's just the standard. I think we just need to talk more about this safer sex thing. Yeah.
Yes. Siade, you want to say something? Please hit on morality.
No, nothing. When I even started, I started with that monogamy. What I just want to say in essence, let everyone know their status. Do you understand? And when you know, there's also that place for, in this kind of conversation, there's a place of honest communication. Yes. Share your history with your partner, especially when you are just starting a new relationship. And for those that are playing around, for crying out loud, Chinta have said it, let's educate them, let them limit the number of their sexual whatever partners. Then, if you cannot follow these guidelines, then just stay away from sex. Or to such a time that you know that, you can actually follow the steps, the proper steps, like taking a vaccine, going for checkup and all those stuff. And please, if you don't trust your partner, I bet rubber not they protect anything like that. True. Nothing is 100% assurance. Safe.
Yes.
That is it. Monogamy is the way to go.
Yes. Siseade, so I think, Precious, I'll come to you, but Siseade, I think this narrative that we always say that if you cannot, is causing a lot of problems. We're telling people, if you know it works for you, do it. And that's why a lot of people don't really know whether it's working for them, but they engage in it. Do you understand? So we should say it outrightly. Do not
Exactly.
Because if it happens, now we'll come to hear all this plenty story. The honest truth is, do not do it. Do you understand? Precious, you want to say something?
No,
I think we have.
I think we should tell that narrative. Yeah.
Yes, do not. Yes. Precious, you want to say something?
Yeah, so just like what we're saying, let's promote behavior.
Yes.
If you can be responsible in your office, you know, when you go outside, you're responsible. Please, when it has to do with sex, please let us also practice responsible sexual behavior.
Okay.
Don't endanger yourself and endanger your partner.
Okay, so it's the
Franca,
weekend.
please, can I add something?
Oh yeah, 1 minute or less than 1 minute.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that I think that most of the times the reason why people used to go out there is because they feel like they are not satisfied with their partner. This is why sex therapy is important.
Chente, that's another.
Go and, if Sisi Ade handle your sex therapy.
Okay, so we need to go. It's we'll see you on Monday. We don't have time, so we'll see you guys on Monday.